do not desire us, they do not like us.
Bring it out.
They had us as slaves and they still have that same mindset today, even though we're in 2021.
Right.
So we've got a book full of documents and we're going to read it out so that our people can understand that we have enemies.
Right.
So now the book is called The Black Jacobins and we're going to read page number 10 at the bottom. So remember, I'm sure you saw the scorecard, right? And on the scorecard it said, lynch a nigger, spit in a nigger's face, rape a nigger, run a nigger over, all for points, right? Read page 10, the orange highlight part. Now this is what the British people done to us, alright?
This is the book, The Black Jacobin, the blowing up of slavery, and it is now named.
Right, so it said the blowing up of a slave had its own name. What was that name? Read.
To burn a little powder in the arse of a nigger.
Right, it says to burn a little powder in the arse of a nigger. So I'm surprised why that wasn't on the scorecard when 3 black boys missed the penalty. Because they had lynch a nigger in there, they had spit in a nigger's face. So I'm very surprised that this one wasn't up in there. Right. Read on.
Obviously, this was no freak about a recognizing practice.
Right, it says, obviously, this was no freak, but a recognized practice. So every day, the British people would put a little powder up in the arse of a nigger and blow them up. These people are not your friends. Right. They are our enemies according to the Bible. Now let's read Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1 one more time.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourself together. Yea, gather together, whole nation not desire.
So all these young black boys in Croydon need to stop stabbing up one another.
Right.
Because we all have a common enemy.
That's
the
right.
reason why your mum is suffering living in council estate.
Right.
The reason why she has to go to her oppressor and beg for little benefits.
Right.
We have a common enemy. Stop stabbing up one another.
Bring
Read
it out.
that one more time.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourself together. Yea, gather together, whole nation not desire.
So you understand, my brother, we need to gather ourselves together. The black man needs to marry the black woman and we need to build up our family and keep the unity strong and tight. You understand? So all these questions about why can't women teach homosexuality, this is going against everything that God ordained, which is the reason why we're living in the ghettos today.
Right.
Understand? What's your next question? No more? Alright, cool. Get me 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 3. We're going to go back to the order and then follow it up with a commandment. Alright?
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 3.
Yeah.
But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
So the head of every man is Christ. Read.
And the head of the woman is the man. And the head of Christ is God.
Right? Hey bro. Yo bro, my brother. Come back. We ain't done yet. Read that one more time.
But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ. And the head of the woman is the man. And the head of Christ is God.
So that's the order. God, Christ, man, woman. It is what it is. Alright? Read on.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
Hey bro, did you hear that? Come back. No, did you hear that? Instructions was given, alright? Read the instruction one more time.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So right now we're in the midst of prophecy and your head is covered. So what are you going to do if you honor Christ as your head? What are you going to do? Actions need to be made. Come on, you're a grown man. I know you know the answer. What are you going to do? Read it one more time.
But every man praying or prophesying,
We're in the midst of prophecy right now.
having his head covered,
Your head is currently covered at this moment.
dishonoreth his head.
You're dishonoring Christ. So what are you going to do to honor Christ now? All praise to the Most High. No, keep it off while we're still preaching. Keep it off. That's obedience. That's keeping the commandments. That's bringing back the unity in the black household, in the black community. The reason why we're in the ghettos, in the slums, is because we broke the commandments.
Right.
So as long as we obey, follow the Bible, follow instructions, we're going to get out of this hellhole. We don't need to worry about Caucasian people talking about spitting in a nigger's face, lynching a nigger, raping a nigger. We'll have our own kingdom and they'll be serving us the same way we serve them today. You know what I'm saying? This is the Bible. This is biblical facts. You know what I'm saying? Alright, take the flight and get in contact with us. Read that one more time.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So that's the commandment. When the Bible's coming out or when you're praying, as a man, have your head uncovered. Read on.
But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered, dishonoreth her head.
So women must cover their heads when they're praying or prophesying. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. Because I know we're in Croydon, black people are at a low estate, and it is an embarrassment. The way our sisters are dressing, the way our brothers are moving, having their pants sagging, it is an embarrassment. So we need to instill some life into this community, into our people. Let them know how special they are. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art the holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So the Most High said that black people, you are holy unto him. Read.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
The Lord chose you to be a special people unto himself. Read on.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
You hear that? Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Black man, black woman, the Most High God is talking specifically to you. Specifically to you. And they don't teach you this in the Christian churches. Yes, dude, they're worshipping a white image in the building and they look at themselves as nothing. All out of order. That's why in the Christian churches, all you see is black women teaching. Yes, dude, they're single mothers. They want to tell men what to do, how to do things. Yes, dude, they can't get the father of their child to look after their child. Hypocrisy, embarrassment. It's a damn shame. And we're trying to flip that.
Brother, I want to know why we say we are the children of the Bible.
How we know that we're the children of the Bible? Sure thing. Let's get Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. We're going to figure out how are we the children of the Bible, alright? Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 1 first. Who was Moses talking to in the wilderness once we came out of Egypt?
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 1. These were the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan in the wilderness.
So these are the words that Moses spake unto the Israelites, the real Jews, in the wilderness. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
I mean, it's going to happen.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If you don't listen to God.
To observe to do all his commandments.
To follow his commandments and his laws.
And his statutes which I commanded this day. That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
All these curses are going to come upon us and overtake us. Let's jump to verse 32. Hold this sign up real quick. All these curses are going to come upon us and overtake us. Verse 32.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
That's what happened to us. Our sons and our daughters were given unto another people. A mother would have her daughter taken away from her by the slave master. A father would have his son taken away from him by the slave master. This is biblical prophecy that's already been fulfilled since the time of Deuteronomy, since the time of Moses. Until this day in 2021, we're still feeling the effects of it. That's why in our households, our black fathers are not there. We're fatherless. Our mothers are struggling to the point where they need to go to the oppressor to beg for benefits while they're living in dirty council estates. It's disgusting. And the reason why we're living in these conditions is because we broke God's commandments. Get me bywords and that one.
The book, verse 37.
Bring it out.
Thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
Right, so we're going to become a proverb and a byword among all nations. So everyone is not going to refer to us as Israelites, as the 12 tribes, as Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, and all the way down. they're going to call us American blacks, West Indians, Jamaicans, Nigerians, Cubans, Puerto Ricans. We're being called outside of our God-given name.
Right. Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today.
Given to our people by a Caucasian woman who lived in Woolwich.
Right.
So why are we honoring that name, calling ourselves Nigerians? It is a shame. It is a proverb and a byword.
Right.
And this is Bible prophecy that has been fulfilled. You understand? Get verse 48.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
And now we have to serve our enemies. And who done this? The Lord. Why? Because we broke his commandments. Read
That's
that.
right.
In hunger.
In hunger, we have to go to our enemies for food. McDonald's, KFC, all these fast food restaurants, we don't own them. And guess what? The chicken, it is dirt. It's not cooked properly. It wasn't killed properly. There's still blood in the chicken. It is dirt. We're eating defiled, foul food. And we have to go to our enemies for these things. Why? Because we don't own nothing as a people.
Right.
And in thirst.
And in first, Evian, Highlands Breed, all these water companies are not owned by our people. Read on.
And in nakedness.
And for clothes as well, although you might see a couple name brands here and there created by black people, but when you look at the back of the shirt, it says made in Taiwan, made in China. The textiles and the materials are not made by our own people, but made by the other nations. We have to go to them for what? Read on.
And in nakedness, and in want of all things.
For the want of all things, we need to go to our oppressors. We don't own nothing. This is Bible prophecy yet again. In the eyes of our enemies, we are still niggas.
Right.
That's why they can freely say spit in a nigga's face.
That's
when we
right.
use the euros.
Right.
Lynch a nigga.
Right.
When we miss a penalty. Kill a nigga. Rape a nigga. And they can do it and say it so freely and share it and make it go viral. Look, even this one in red's laughing. He knows. They still look at us as niggas till this day. They have
That's
a
right.
prideful spirit and they do not care about our people. You understand?
Right.
This is how you know that you are an Israelite. We
That's
are
right.
Israelites. We are the biblical Jews according to the Bible.
That's
we
right.
shouldn't feel ashamed or any type of way just because people still look at us as niggas and nothing. No, God said that we are holy, we are special, we are his chosen people. And if all the other races feel some type of way, then that's their issue.
Right.
That's their beef. Because at the end of the day, you cannot remove slavery from history.
Right.
And that's dirt. That's blood on their hands. That
That's
they have to
right.
live with generation after generation. You understand?
Bring it out.
Last verse from Deuteronomy chapter 28. Let's get verse 68.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So, we went into Egypt first time under Pharaoh in captivity during the time of Moses. Now the Lord said that we're going to go back into Egypt again. The first time we walked to Egypt. Now, get me Exodus chapter 20 verse 2. What does Egypt mean?
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So that's what Egypt means, house of bondage, aka captivity or slavery. So the Most High said that he's going to bring us back into Egypt, back into slavery again. Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again, with ships.
With what?
With ships.
Who went into slavery by ships? Right, we went into slavery by ship.
That's
This is
right.
documented in the Bible.
Yeah.
So why are they not teaching this in the Christian churches?
Right.
It's Sunday. Everyone's coming out from church. Yes, they'll never bring up Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. Black
it out.
people going into slavery by ship.
Right.
Why? Because the pastor just wants our money. We're poor as it is already. We don't have anything. Like I mentioned before, we live in council estates. Our fathers are not in the households. But yet still wickedness is still being put upon us.
Right.
The pastor wants to take every single ounce of money from us.
Yeah.
It's a struggle as it is already to survive. This is the wickedness going on in our community.
Right.
So let's read it from the top one more time.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again, with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again.
So Jerusalem, Israel, we're not going to see our homeland again. We're in England, in the UK, we're in America, we're in Jamaica, Nigeria. We cannot see our homeland again in Israel. Read on.
And then you shall be sold unto your enemies.
There you go. That only happened to us. We were sold unto our enemies. Now, we're going to bring up this book one more time. The Black Jacobins. Let's go to page 27. I'll hold your Bible. Because some people like to say, well, they were white slaves as well. Caucasian people were slaves. Just to try and water down our thing. Just to try and water down all the evils that they done to us, right? Let's go to page 27. Just read the first line.
This is the book, The Black Jacobins, by C.L.R. James, page 27. No small white was a servant.
No small white was what?
Was a servant.
So when they talk about the Irish were slaves, that's a lie. No small white means was a servant, was a slave. You understand?
That's right.
That is a lie. That is a myth. Read on.
No white man did any work.
What?
No white man did any work
Yeah, that no white man did any work. Read on.
that he could not get a Negro to do for him.
So basically, white people had slaves. They didn't do any work. That's how you know
right.
that we are the Jews according to the Bible. You can drop that now. You understand? So Deuteronomy 28 is talking about the curses that we have to live through today. We have to go to our enemies for the want of all things. We were sold on slave ships. Until this day, our people don't know who they are. So now you understand that you're an Israelite, you're a Jew. So now, my brother, there's things that you need to do. You have to keep God's
We used to scream
help
black
when it comes to
power.
people, you understand?
While heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road. Purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.